My brothers and sisters, I'm a dragon witch. My name is Tim Heijen, and that smell. You know, you know what the holidays are, my brothers and sisters, from dragons. That is every time when nature changes. Every time when nature changes its season. And I can just smell it. I feel it. I feel that we are going to another moment in the year. You know, the end of the year actually is the 31st of October. The 31st of October, of course, it changed later on, especially by religions, but in fact, the real end of the year is 31st of October, when everyone had its harvest in, and then it was time to stay inside because everything is asleep. Everything. And everything also, what also happens whenever nature is going to sleep, what happens is that the gates will be much more opened. That is why people believed when Halloween was there that the gates were very much opened, and the gate and the wall between us and the other sides are very thin. That is why they were so afraid to see the dead, but also the malevolent dead, and also the darkness in itself that they were so afraid of. Because that is what it is. Winter was the arrival of darkness. And they were so afraid of the darkness that they actually tried to chase them away with a bead. Not a pumpkin, a bead with a face in it, so that they can fight fire with fire. But in fact, every single change of nature, and especially this one, because I was awakened, and I am also, it's my birthday then, I am awakened in autumn, in the fall. And so I am very much, the first thing that I saw in this life was the fall. And so, and the second thing, with my second birth, that I was reborn as a dragon witch, was also in that moment. So this is a moment that I am very much familiar with. I'm very powerful at this moment. That means that I am much more connected to whenever it starts to go to sleep. You know, autumn, I sometimes call it nature's last smile, most beautiful smile before she goes to sleep. And that she is, of course, Tiamat. Tiamat, the dragon goddess, that you can say that she is going to sleep. And also all of these gates are being protected and guarded by Leviathan, but even he cannot close them all. And that is the reason why the most awakenings occur now. Not in spring, or sometimes more in spring, but not that much in spring or summer, or especially not summer, but also winter. Winter is also, you know, like autumn, the fall, like winter as well. But there is a point in the winter that the gates will be closed once more. So in fact, in my experience, there is so much more power in autumn and the fall than any other season. Also, like I said, maybe that you are different in this. Maybe that you have the most energy from, for example, from springtime. And that it could be then that you will be much more awakened later on. And that is a holiday that is very dear to me. This holiday of Mabon. Mabon means as much darkness as there is light. Mabon is in the middle of the solstice, the middle of it, and that is very much a holiday for me. Not an official human holiday that we stay home from work. Of course not. This is a witch's holiday, and especially a dragon witch's holiday, that we celebrate that you don't choose between light and dark, that inside of the darkness or inside of the light, it's just as equal to each other. Of course, we don't celebrate this with a large celebration. I hate actually how humans celebrate things by eating all the time, eating especially by eating meat all the time. Like, I don't understand this. You know, Christmas, I don't like the name, Xmas. Xmas, for example, everyone, you know, that is a celebration of hope, of the celebration of light in the darkness, the celebration that it will change, that all of it will change because it's a winter solstice. So now it's the changing point. So this is a celebration of life that will start again. How will they celebrate it? with eating so much meat and giving slaughterhouses something to work for. That is just the opposite, my brothers and sisters. Don't people understand what a celebration should be? I mean, the same thing with Easter. Easter, what is Easter? Easter, Ostara. That is actually the real name. Easter is the celebration of new life. Life has arrived. The symbol of that is the egg where life will go out from. Life exists from that egg. That is the symbol of it, the symbol of Ostara. You can even call it the symbol of Tiamat, because she also lays a, I mean, she also is a dragon goddess who is also the goddess of fertility. And that fertility means creating life. That is also what she is. And in springtime, people should actually celebrate life. How do they celebrate it? With death. That is why I say to the dragon, sometimes I wish you didn't let me see. Sometimes I wish I was just as blind as before, because everything that humans do, it just angers me so much. And then the dragon says, the dragon actually doesn't have anger. They have anger, but they don't hate. I sometimes hate because of this. But yeah, to say it short, because I was actually talking about the changings of nature. Changings of nature are actually the real holidays of the dragon, because it connects with you and your dragons. Your dragons always have this energy. Everything that happens in nature, for example, full moon, the moons, for example, the phases of the moon, the new moon, for example, new moon is the newborn dragon. Then you have the first moon. The first moon is the young dragon. Then you have the half a moon. Then you have the adult dragon, and then you have the other side. When the moon is going away, then you have the elder dragon. That is, and then of course a newborn dragon again. So every phase of the moon, even that, changes your connection with your dragon. Even that, even when it rains, even when it snows, even everything that nature does. And that is why people do not seem to understand that everything is connected to whatever happens in nature, in this world. That is why I say that dragons are actually children of the embodiments of the elements of nature. They're responsible for life itself. That is why people call Tiamat, which means she who created life, she who gave birth to all. Oh, no, it was like this. But it's really, it bothers me in how people celebrate actually things that's supposed to be life and hope and light. They celebrate it with death and darkness and fear, and they don't even realize it, out of just sheer, selfishness. And I goddess, I really don't like to be human. I really don't like it. Of course, I should like it, but whenever I see it, my fellow humans, I feel that they can still learn a lot from it. And then they call the dragon the savage one. The dragon is like the beast. Oh my goddess, look at yourself. Look at in the mirror, the beast is just there. That is the reason why I hide my face behind the mask, because I'm ashamed in their place, in how they celebrate something that's supposed to be life and light and newborn and goddess. Whenever I was born once more, born in the hands of the dragon, and on the 28th November 2005, I saw the light, my brothers and sisters, and it was the same energy as I can feel now. Something that is in the air, that is screaming out autumn, that is screaming out the fall. And every leaf that falls was the moment that I actually saw and heard and felt my dragon for the first time. Most draconic awakenings occur now. Of course, my dragon waited for me, waited until it was my birthday. But that is specifically for my path. It was always meant to be on the 28th of November that I was awakened. And the reason why I was awakened is because I could feel my dragon. I could feel my dragon, and immediately the dragon actually spoke to me, saying that I was one of them. And that was immediately a hit in the head. Something like this. I didn't even believe in spirituality, but yet it happened. And that is amazing. I cannot explain it in words, my brothers and sisters. I cannot explain it in words whatever happened there, because words don't justify it, however that feels. And that is not something that, it's not to stand out with this. It's not to be popular. It's not to be, in fact, people actually declare me crazy, and I cannot blame them because they don't see it, they don't feel it, and they never heard of it. Of course, whatever people don't never know nothing about, of course, it's being demonized or ridiculized. And yeah, that is what humans are, of course. And so yeah, whenever you feel at your best, whenever I feel now at my best, I feel very powerful. I feel like I can hold the world at this moment. That is the reason why I now, whenever I go after these hunters now, I'm at my strongest. At my strongest in magic, at my strongest in physical way, in everything. It feels like I'm becoming much more draconic at this time of year. And that is a beautiful feeling. That is a feeling that I hope that you will have also one day, or maybe that you already have it, because that feeling is like coming home. It's very beautiful and very powerful. Every change in nature, every raindrop, and also that is the reason why we also feel much more powerful whenever it rains, or maybe whenever it snows, or maybe whenever it's a sunny day, or maybe whenever it's a cold sun, whenever it's a hot sun. Most of the time there is a moment that you will feel at your strongest. Rain, I don't know, some people hate the rain, but maybe you are at your strongest whenever the rain is there. Or maybe in dark skies. A lot of us love dark skies. Dark skies are so, yeah, relaxing, you can say, relaxing. And also it gives a lot of energy to your connection with your dragon. How do actually I celebrate the dragon holiday? That is always different. It's never the same. Whenever I celebrate my birthday now, I also celebrate the birth of that I was awakened. But how do I celebrate it? By thanking the dragons, by thanking Tiamat, by dancing with Tiamat, by dancing with my guardian. By I once celebrated naked in my garden. Everyone could see me. I didn't care. I was having a cloak on me. I was just in a trance, my brothers and sisters. That is how I celebrated. Not with eating, not with killing animals or whatever. I was celebrating it with a lot of respect and how I felt for the dragons. I didn't do this out of culture, or maybe that everything has to do the same every year again. No, I do it how I feel. And that is how I celebrate. That is how every dragon which should celebrate every change in nature. And especially now, the time is almost there for Mabon. And Mabon is actually my holidays that is very close to me. Close to me because my Mabon started everything until the 28th of November. And that Halloween, my brother and sister, before it was already happening. The dragon was just waiting until it was my birthday. So, my brothers and sisters,